but not today.
I am here now with Bob, just so you know, and we are already live streaming on YouTube. So everyone is aware this is being live streamed at the same time. So Christian, are you in here? All right, Christian.
Yeah, I'm here.
Christian,
I'm here, Len.
it's all up for us. Hi, Christian, and Christian will be keeping an eye on things. I didn't realize we would be live, and we are streaming already. Streaming on YouTube. My apologies, but I have my picture keeping it documented, so you'll be hearing that for a moment. Are you in here? And we have quite a delay here myself. All up for us. Hi, Christian, and Christian will be keeping an eye on things. I didn't realize we would be live, and we are streaming already. Streaming on YouTube. My apologies, but I have my picture keeping it documented, so you'll. Can you mute yours, Christian?
Yeah.
That might work. Okay, hopefully that worked. I appreciate everyone being here today. This evening, we are looking to have this meeting to talk about the reopening of schools and the calendar and field trips. But first, we'll need to call to order, and we will look at the flag in the room. So if we can call to order, Sean, you're all set. Just need to unmute yourself first.
I would just like to call the July 28th special board session to order. And before we get started, if you'll just all join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States
of America
and to
the republic for which it stands, one nation,
Under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you. Okay, so the first topic of discussion tonight is the reopening of the schools. So Len, you want to take that away?
Yes, sir. I'm going to take a moment and share my screen. We went through this today with the entire committee. We had approximately 50 people in and out of the meeting, maybe a little bit more. A lot of great feedback. A few more things were added. The document was again edited. So for time purposes, I'm going to go through this quickly. It has been emailed to all of you, and Tim was a part of that meeting. So he actually did get to witness the page-by-page viewing and going over of this document. One thing I would like to point out is that this is a living document. It will continue to be updated as time goes on. The COVID-19 virus is changing things rapidly, and we need to be able to adapt with those changes. So this will be updated. It will be on our website, and we will be updating it accordingly. So with that, I'm going to share my screen, although the host has disabled the participant screen sharing. So Christian, if you're still with me, I need you to allow me to share my screen, please. Christian?
Yeah, try again, Len.
Okay, perfect. We've got it now. Thank you very much.
Okay.
Okay, right now you should be able to see my screen with the updates. Excuse me one moment. I'm going to stop sharing for 2 seconds. All right, the sharing piece is not working very well right now. Okay, so Can you all see the document that I have here at this time?
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to scroll to the top. Okay, this is our reopening plan. It is something that is required by the state. The plan calls for 3 different openings, one being the somewhat normal opening and having our kids in school, one being a hybrid opening, and one being the distance learning opening. We are going to present all 3 very quickly this evening. So you are aware, the table of contents, it's a little over 70 pages at this point. The background is that we had committees that, a committee that got together, and then we broke into subcommittees to come up with the in-person, hybrid, and distance learning programs. The subcommittees were the physical and mental health, the transportation and food service, and the instructional committee, the cleaning and disinfecting committee, and communication. We also had an update today from the instructional committee at about 5:30 from our teachers that I will share some information from that with you. The subcommittees looked at each of these documents, took all their thoughts, and used the things from those documents to create this general building practices. I'm going to quickly go over the general building practices and note that every one of these things has an extreme protocol that shows the detail of how we are going to do those things. But for our purposes and time, this will be posted once it is approved. And please note again that what we approve tonight will go up, but will be changing. The general building practices include the number of students in a classroom will not exceed the classroom capacity to have students seated at a safe social distance from one another, currently a minimum of 6 feet. Students and faculty will remain in cohorts to the greatest extent possible. Movement between classrooms will be limited to the greatest extent possible. Meals will be served in classrooms or outside. Breakfast will be provided as a grab-and-go service as students enter the building. They will take their breakfast and bring it to their classroom. Lunch will be delivered to students. Physical education will take place outside for as long as temperatures and precipitation permits. On days that weather prohibits physical education to take place outside, students will remain inside and will not be permitted to perform physical activities unless a distance of 12 feet in each direction between people may be maintained. Pretty much an impossibility here in the building to be able to do that inside. Students will always wear masks while on the school bus. Students will be encouraged to wear a cloth face covering at all times unless otherwise inadvisable. During instruction and while eating, students will be permitted to take mask breaks of any duration provided 6 feet of social distancing is maintained. While in the building, cloth face coverings must be worn anytime students are standing or otherwise unable to maintain 6 feet of social distancing. So if a student is in a room and stands up, the mask must absolutely go on. You cannot be in a mask break while standing up. While outside of the building, unless on a bus, students may take mask breaks of any duration provided 6 feet of social distancing is maintained. The school nurse will instruct staff to observe for signs of illness in students and staff, requiring symptomatic persons to be sent to the school nurse. Temperature checks will occur before students, faculty, staff, and visitors are permitted to enter the building. Students' temperatures will be checked a second time midday. All faculty and staff will complete a daily screening questionnaire. The questionnaire will periodically be given to students. The school nurse's office has been relocated to the portable. All students and/or staff with a temperature, signs of illness, and/or a positive response to the questionnaire will be sent directly to the nurse's office. All ill students, faculty, and staff will be assessed by the school nurse. If the school nurse is not available, ill students, faculty, and staff will be sent home for follow-up with the healthcare provider. All visitors, guests, contractors, and vendors to the school will be required to complete the daily screening questionnaire and have their temperatures checked. Faculty and students are encouraged to wear their own cloth face mask coverings. However, masks will be provided daily for those in need. The district will provide each bus with a supply of masks. The district has ordered PPE equipment for all faculty and staff. Now, there is a great list of building protocols, and for that, what I'm going to do is simply quickly go to our table of contents and go through the things that are in here. There is a protocol for faculty and staff to enter the building, a protocol for students to enter the building, a protocol for visitors to enter the building. All of those include temperature checks. Protocol to instruct parents or guardians to observe for signs of illness in their children. A protocol to specifically address daily temperature screenings for all faculty, staff, and students. Protocol for conducting those temperature screenings. Protocol for appropriate signs. Protocol for monitoring students and for self-help. Protocol for creating a safe workspace that is within the building itself. Protocol to ensure all persons in the school building keep social distance of at least 6 feet whenever possible. Protocol to provide accommodations to all students and staff who are at high risk or live with a person at high risk. Protocol regarding students taking mask breaks. District school has a plan for obtaining and maintaining adequate supplies of cloth face coverings for school staff and students who forget their masks and PPE for use of the school health professionals. Protocol for actions to be taken if a student or staff member appears ill. Protocol for return to school after illness. Protocol for actions to be taken if there is a confirmed case of COVID-19 in the school. Protocol for the return to school of students and staff following illness or diagnosis of confirmed case of COVID-19 or following quarantine due to contact with a confirmed case of COVID-19. Protocol to clean and disinfect schools following CDC guidelines, including the different areas of the school, the nurse's office, cafeterias, and classrooms. Protocol to conduct required school safety drills with modifications ensuring social distancing between persons. Protocol for child nutrition, protocol for school buses, students. District school has a written plan for district school run before and after school programs. That is something that still needs to be discussed as our after school program. Social, emotional, and well-being. Protocol for assisting with social, emotional well-being. Attendance, technology and connectivity, teaching and learning in pre-K and K, grades K through 6, grades 7 and 8, the arts, physical education, technology, and library. We also have special education, English language learners, academic intervention services, grading and assessment, recess, in-person, and recess. All of those also have protocols and designs within them. Then we quickly again discuss the in-person instructional model, which is everything we just outlined above. Our hybrid instructional model, which in short is, because we are lucky enough that we can fit all of our students in the building, we don't at this time need to be concerned with the possibility of an A-day, B-day schedule. All doctors are saying that kids need to be in school. Psychologists are saying kids need to be in school. It's very important for their social and emotional levels to be in the program and for us to be able to protect them here in the school. So we are able to do that. So our hybrid model, in a worst case scenario, which we are not looking at, but our hybrid model would be that everybody who comes in would be instructed and stays in the classroom, and the teacher stays in the classroom. And basically we go to that online learning platform again, but the kids are doing the online learning here, and we're not moving anyone around. We're keeping everybody socially distanced and in a cohort. And our distance learning model would be, again, going back to everyone being home and doing things from our homes or here in the building if that were permissible. We then discuss the special education in the distance learning model, speech and occupational therapy and physical therapy and counseling in the distance model, homeschooling, how we will communicate updates, staffing considerations, APPR, health and safety protocol during the COVID-19 closing of school, and then general guidelines of personal protective measures in the building. We talk about administrative responsibilities, administrative assistant responsibilities, head custodian responsibilities, classwork check protocol during the COVID-19 closing of school. Within that, we discuss pre-K through 2, 3 through 5, 6 through 8, teachers of music, art, technology, library, gym, and health, the principal's responsibilities and the superintendent's responsibilities within that program. We also discuss the Tuckahoe Common School District classwork checks, faculty and staff health screening, or faculty and staff health screening questionnaire. And then finally, we end with an appendix which shows you symptoms of COVID-19, daily home screening for students, our parent checklist for planning for in-person classes, covering coughs and sneezes, stopping the spread of germs, that's in English and Spanish, wear your face covering correctly, wash your hands, prevent the spread of COVID-19, guidance for larger extended families living in the same household in English and Spanish, managing symptoms at home in English and Spanish, symptoms of coronavirus in English and Spanish, and finally, COVID-19 cleaning and disinfecting log template. And what I will do is scoot down to those so you have an idea of what kind of things we are talking about. What I can tell you is that we have made this building as safe as humanly possible. We do know that it is impossible for us to say that it is perfectly safe and impossible for anyone to catch COVID-19. However, we've done everything we can to limit that possibility. So here what you see are some of the signs and things that will be around the school and on our website and available for parents and sent home in some cases. These are the symptoms. This is a daily home screening for students, for parents to say, okay, these are the things we really need to check out before students arrive. But please note that upon arrival, all students will be tested for their temperature. We will have monitors on the school buses. The school buses will check the temperature of students at the bus stop before they get on the bus. Parents are asked to stay with their child until they get on the bus, because if they have a temperature of 100 or above, they will have to come home with you. They cannot get on the bus with that temperature. Those students who are being driven, which we've sent out that questionnaire, and at this moment, we've had 63 people respond to the questionnaire. So for those of you watching this video out there, we are very hopeful that you will, if you have not already done so, go on to that questionnaire. I'll be resending it too, because we need to know about the bus situation, because we must socially distance on the bus too. And we're gonna need to figure out how to get everybody on the bus if we have too many students who are taking the bus. We encourage all of you to drive your students. We will have folks out there with thermometers set up along the curb, and we will be checking temperatures through the window so that students can stay behind the window, open it up a little bit. We check their temperature. If they do not have a temperature, they'll be allowed to enter the building, and school will start as per normal, as humanly possible. This is, again, the checklist for parents. We will be giving this to the parents: how to wear face coverings, signage again for coughing and sneezing, stopping the spread of germs, face coverings, how to wear your face covering and protect others, how to take it off carefully at home to make sure that you're not spreading any germs at home, specifically how to wash your hands. We'll be doing a lot of training at the beginning of school with students on all of these things. And also, so everyone is aware, embedded in the schedule will be a lot of social and emotional learning at the start of school. It'll stay in the schedule for the foreseeable future, because our students are in need of the social and emotional part of schooling. We have our school psychologist, we have our school counselor, and we now have a social worker who will be helping out our students and our families. And we will be able to help in English and in Spanish. We're very fortunate in that case as well. So from the board, if you have any questions pertaining to this guidance, I know there's a whole lot here. And again, what I'm asking tonight is that you approve this to be posted on our website as our current reopening plan. The governor has stated that we must have this up there and it must be there by Friday, but he has also made very clear, the state has been clear, that we will be able to change this as necessary.
I'd like to make a motion that the board approve the Tuckahoe Common School District reopening plan that we just went over, which is we will adopt now this night.
I second that.
Len, I just had a quick question. If a child is flagged sometime during the school day,
Yes.
will the child's siblings or people or kids that they cohabitate with be pulled out of their class too?
Yes, you know, that's something that we didn't add into the plan, but I will now. That's not specifically written in there, but
Right.
that needs to be in there. That's a great call. we will do that as well. So, you know, in moving the nurse to the portable outside, what we've done is created a space where there's a large room for the nurse and students who have a normal ailment to be in. And there are 2 other rooms attached within there where students can be more isolated if we have suspicions of the possibility of COVID-19.
Okay. With that, it's unanimous.
Thank you all very much. Greatly appreciated. The other piece of business that we have to discuss, because it is kind of part of this plan, is the calendar and field trips. We've got a little bit of an issue with field trips in the sense that, well, we can't really take any right now. And we have outdoor education that we have trips planned for the fall that clearly we're not going to be able to take in the fall. And if we wanted to move them and push them to spring, we would have to make the payments for those things and reserve those spots. I ask your thoughts on just canceling field trips for this year for the foreseeable future until we're told that we can go ahead and do those field trips, because with the calendar and everything else, and just with the ability to be able to take those trips, I just need to know where the board stands and what you're thinking about that.
So if we wanted to postpone them to the spring, like you originally said, we'd have to still pay for them now.
That would be my assumption. I don't know that 100% certain, but we've already gone ahead and scheduled them for the fall. So whatever we had to do, we've already done.
Yep.
If we have to push it forward, we may be fine as far as the money goes, but it's just a sense of whether or not we want to go ahead and say that we're doing those things with the possibility that it may be impossible.
I mean, have we paid for any of them yet? Like, have we put any money down?
That is something else I would have to double check. I'm not 100% certain. I'd have to check with our outdoor ed and with the business office, which I can do and check with Mr. Fraser rather quickly.
Okay.
Is there a cancellation policy that we know about?
Not that I'm 100% aware of, sir, no.
I mean, I can't imagine we're doing any of these in the fall. Probably unlikely we'll be doing them in the spring, but that is a decision we could make over the winter, but it's going to be something that we decide to do. So I am comfortable canceling these things. I mean, I personally am, with the idea that we would have to choose to do something in the spring instead of them, or if we are allowed to, you know, have them then. I'm just not sure how that would happen, but I can't even,
Yeah,
So
I tend to agree with that thought. If it opens, we'll plan something.
Yeah.
But I think planning ahead in this year, I just, as much as I love field trips and as much as I adore the outdoor education program, I think it's a huge part of what our students do and a great part of their education. I just don't know that it's wise to even consider it this year.
Yeah. Have we heard from, you know, the teachers that kind of coordinate that? Was there any opinion on their part, or not sure?
They didn't give opinion as to whether they thought we should, but they did say that we had to tell them by August 31st if we were going to extend. So we don't have to make that decision tonight.
Yeah.
Some time to think about that, but they would like to know what the answer is. So
Yeah. I mean, I personally then would like to put it off just to get their exact opinion on it and find out the financials of it. If it's going to cost us any money to push off the decision to like the winter, then my opinion would probably lean towards just canceling it and, you know, dealing with the consequences later. But I would love to hear from them and just know more specifics. And if we don't have to decide tonight, I'm willing to wait till the next.
Yeah, we definitely have time to make that decision.
Yep. You
And
guys,
that would include the swim program?
That definitely includes the swim program. Yeah, we shouldn't be, we can't get that many kids on a bus. We can't get them in the locker rooms. We can't get them in those areas. The other thought that we have to consider, and again, this doesn't need to be decided this evening, but we have to talk about TCCP and the after-school program. clubs right now, in speaking with Arlette, clubs are pretty much off the table for the time being because we cannot socially distance the kids in the clubs. With TCCP, we're having the same issue. Our custodial staff has said that they're going to need, and obviously they're going to need time in the evening to be able to get all of these things disinfected each night. So having folks in the building even up until 5 o'clock makes it that much more difficult for them to get everything done and ready for us the next day. And it also takes away, if we're cohorting all day and keeping all of these kids separated and keeping them apart, if we go ahead and take kids from different ages in different rooms now after school and say they can all be together, then we've just erased everything we've done to cohort and separate everyone. And we might as well be back in the regular day program and everybody intermingling. So I think the TCCP program right now is it's a very difficult sell as to how we would be able to do that. So again, don't have to make the decision tonight, but I really need you guys to start thinking about that. And I need to probably get something out to parents about can they survive and can they work and can they do those things without having that program available to them, and see if maybe there's some other option.
Okay.
Okay, so with that, I have nothing else on the agenda, but we do need to go into executive session to discuss contractual matters.
Okay. So then I will, or can I ask for a motion to adjourn, or I'll make a motion to adjourn the meeting at 7:27 and go into executive session to discuss contractual matters.
Second.
It's unanimous.
All right. Thank you, everybody.
Okay, thank you all, greatly appreciated. And to anyone else out there, please give me a call. If you have any questions about the plan or any comments, you can email me at lskugovic@tuckahoe-common-school-district.com. That's common SD, tuckahoe-common-sd.com. Okay, thank you all and have a great night.
I'll see you shortly.
Yep. And Christian, can you turn off the recording?
We'll do. Doing that now.
Thank you.